Hello, and welcome to vpod.ai. I'm Mike.
And I'm Susan. It's great to be here.
Today, we're going to completely rethink the way you look at a mirror, a grocery store, and, frankly, what you put on your dinner plate.
It's one of those topics that honestly feels like it unlocks a cheat code for life.
It really does. But before we get into the heavy-hitting science, and trust me, we have a lot of it, we have a quick message for you. You can sponsor this podcast for just $25. Your message will be featured across major platforms like Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and more. If you're interested, visit vpod.ai to get started today.
Excellent. So where are we starting?
Okay, let's set the scene. You wake up, you stumble into the bathroom, you look in the mirror, maybe you see a fine line you didn't notice yesterday, or your skin just looks a bit tired. What's the first instinct?
For most people, panic, and then a trip to the drugstore. We look for creams, serums, masks, anything topical. We're sort of conditioned to treat the skin like a wall that needs painting.
Oh, yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, if the paint is chipping, we just want to slap another coat on the outside and call it a day.
Exactly. We treat it from the outside in. But the research we're covering today flips that entirely on its head. We're looking at these insights from Dr. Gita Paliwal. She's a leading cosmetologist and plastic surgeon based in Indore at the Sukriti Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And her whole perspective is that true skincare, the kind that structurally changes how you age, is an inside job.
Right. And because she's a surgeon, she's dealing with the skin's architecture, not just its surface. This isn't about a healthy glow. This is about the biology of aging. We're unpacking the connection between what you eat and the actual cellular degradation of your skin.
And what I loved about going through this guide is that it moves past the generic advice. You know, we all hear eating vegetables is good.
Of course.
But she breaks down why. She gets into the mechanics of rust, scaffolding, and what sugar is actually doing to your face.
It's fascinating stuff. It essentially turns the grocery aisle into a pharmacy.
So let's start with the big enemy of aging. The research refers to it as oxidative stress. Now, we hear this term a lot in health circles, but can we break down what's actually happening at a cellular level?
Sure. The best analogy is one she uses, rust. If you leave a bike out in the rain, oxygen reacts with the metal and it begins to rust and degrade. That's oxidation.
Okay.
In your body, a similar process happens, and it's caused by free radicals.
I always picture free radicals as these chaotic little pinballs bouncing around inside cells, just smashing things.
That's not far off, actually. Biologically, they are unstable molecules. They're missing an electron, and they are desperate to find one.
So they just steal one.
They steal one. They tear through your cells, stealing electrons from healthy atoms, from your cell membranes, your proteins, even your DNA.
And that theft is what causes the damage.
Exactly. When they steal that electron, they damage the cell's structure. In the skin, this shows up as premature aging, wrinkles, loss of elasticity.
And where are these coming from?
Well, the research highlights that while our bodies produce some naturally, we are bombarded by them. UV rays from the sun, pollution, smoking, these all flood the body with free radicals.
So we are constantly under attack. We are slowly rusting.
Only if you don't have a defense system. And this is where antioxidants come in.
The heroes.
The heroes. And it's a buzzword, but the mechanism is really cool. Antioxidants are stable molecules that have an extra electron they can spare.
So they're the philanthropists of the cellular world. They're just handing out electrons.
Precisely. They donate an electron to the free radical. This neutralizes it. It calms it down so it stops tearing up your skin cells. It literally stops the rusting process.
So when this guide says to eat an antioxidant-rich diet, it's basically saying build an internal shield.
Yes. You're arming your body to neutralize the threat before it can do any real damage.
Okay, so let's talk inventory. If I want to build this shield, what am I putting in my basket? The research highlights a few heavy hitters.
Vitamin C is at the top of the list. And this goes way beyond just drinking orange juice when you have a cold. In the context of skin, vitamin C is a dual-action nutrient. First, it's a really powerful antioxidant. But second, and we'll get to this more later, it is vital for brightening your complexion.
The guide mentions citrus, of course, but also strawberries and bell peppers. I feel like bell peppers are the unsung heroes of vitamin C.
They are. They actually have more vitamin C gram for gram than oranges.
Oh.
So yes, load up on peppers. Then you have vitamin E.
The UV protector.
Right. Vitamin E is particularly good at protecting cell membranes from sun damage. It kind of absorbs the energy from UV light.
So your skin cells don't have to.
Exactly. You find that in nuts, seeds, spinach.
And then we get to the category that I think makes everyone happy. Polyphenols. Because this gives us license to eat chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Let's be very specific there.
Right, not the milk chocolate.
But yes, dark chocolate, green tea, and berries. Polyphenols are incredible. They don't just fight free radicals, they also reduce inflammation and help the skin repair itself.
I just love the idea that a square of dark chocolate is technically a medical intervention for my face.
If it's 70% cocoa or higher, the science absolutely backs you up.
Sold. So that's the defense system. We stop the rust. But aging isn't just about damage. It's about, well, gravity. Things start to drift south.
The sagging.
The sagging. And this brings us to collagen. This is another word that's plastered on every bottle of lotion. Collagen boosting, pro-collagen.
Mm-hmm.
But Dr. Paliwal focuses on making it inside your body.
Think of collagen as the scaffolding of your face. It's a mesh-like structure under the surface that holds everything up. When you're 20, that mesh is tight and brand new. You can poke your cheek and it bounces right back.
The bound factor.
Exactly.
Right.
But as we age, collagen production slows down, the scaffolding starts to get brittle and weak. That's when the skin collapses into wrinkles or starts to hang loose.
Now, there's a huge misconception here. People think if they eat collagen-like in bone broth or supplements, it goes straight to their face.
Yeah, that's not quite how digestion works.
Right.
No, not exactly. If you eat collagen, your body just breaks it down into amino acids, just like a piece of chicken. You can't just tape new scaffolding onto the old stuff. You have to feed the construction workers inside your body so they can build new scaffolding.
So what do the construction workers need?
They need raw materials. The main one is protein. You need amino acids, specifically glycine, proline, and lysine. So the guide emphasizes eggs, lean meats, legumes. If you aren't eating enough protein, your body physically cannot make collagen. It doesn't have the bricks.
But bricks aren't enough. You need mortar, right?
That's where the minerals come in, zinc and copper. These act as cofactors. They literally help the enzymes that weave the collagen fibers together. You get those from nuts, seeds, and seafood.
And there's a callback to vitamin C here too, isn't there?
Huge callback. This is so critical. You can have all the protein in the world, but if you don't have vitamin C, collagen synthesis just stops.
It stops completely.
It grinds to a halt. Vitamin C is the switch that turns the machinery on. It's chemically impossible to form stable collagen without it.
That's a massive insight. It explains why sailors with scurvy who lacked vitamin C had their skin literally fall apart.
That's exactly why their bodies stopped making collagen. Hopefully our listeners aren't dealing with scurvy, but even suboptimal levels mean your skin repair is sluggish.
So protein plus vitamin C plus minerals equals better scaffolding.
You got it.
Okay, we have the shield, we have the scaffolding. Now let's talk about the finish, the texture, the glow. The guide talks about the moisture barrier.
This is often where people get confused. They think hydration is just about water. But if you pour water on a table, it evaporates. You need something to seal it in. Your skin has a lipid barrier, a layer of natural oils that traps moisture inside.
And if that barrier is broken?
The moisture escapes. It's called transepidermal water loss. The skin looks dry, flaky, ashy. It loses that plump look.
So to keep the barrier strong, we need to eat fat, which is another one of those things that feels so counterintuitive if you grew up in the low-fat diet era.
It's a hard mindset to break, but your cell membranes are literally made of fat. If you eat a fat-free diet, your body doesn't have the raw material to build healthy cell walls. Your skin gets dry and prone to irritation.
But we aren't talking about fried chicken grease here.
Definitely not. The research is specific about healthy fats, and the star player here is omega-3 fatty acids. You find these in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines.
And for the plant-based listeners.
Walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds. Avocado is another great source of healthy monounsaturated fats.
I feel like omega-3s are the answer to everything in nutrition these days. Brain health, heart health, now skin.
There's a specific reason for the skin, though. Omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. A lot of skin issues, redness, puffiness, even some acne are actually inflammatory responses. Omega-3s calm the system down. They help clear up the complexion from the inside.
So it keeps you moisturized and calm. Now, speaking of moisture, we have to address water itself. The guide mentions hydration, which seems like the most basic advice ever. Drink more water. But the way it's framed in this research scared me a little.
It should. Dehydration isn't just about feeling thirsty. When your skin cells are dehydrated, they physically shrivel.
Wow.
Think of a grape versus a raisin.
Oh, wow.
A hydrated cell is plump and pushes the skin outward. A dehydrated cell shrinks.
And when they shrink, the surface collapses.
Right. Fine lines that you wouldn't normally see suddenly become really visible. If you want to instantly look 3 years older, just get really dehydrated.
Pass. But here's the twist in the research. She suggests eating your water.
This is a great strategy. Water-rich foods like cucumbers, watermelon, oranges, leafy greens. The advantage here is that the water in these foods is trapped in a matrix of fiber and nutrients. It releases slowly into your system, so it keeps you hydrated longer.
Longer than just chugging a glass of water that you'll, get rid of in 20 minutes.
Exactly. Plus, you get the vitamins as a bonus. It's a 2-for-1.
It makes sense. Okay, so we've covered the heroes of the story. Antioxidants, collagen builders, healthy fats, and water. But every good story needs a villain. And the villain in this research is one that I think many of us have a complicated relationship with.
Sugar.
Sugar. And we are not just talking about empty calories or weight gain. This was the part of the guide that really made me sit up. There is a specific chemical process called glycation.
This is probably the most technical part of our discussion today, but it's the most important. Glycation is what happens when you have high levels of sugar floating around in your bloodstream. Those sugar molecules are sticky. They latch onto proteins and fats.
And since collagen is a protein,
The sugar latches onto your collagen fibers. It forms these new, weird structures called AGAs.
AGs,
It's an acronym for Advanced Glycation End Products.
how appropriate since they literally age you.
Very appropriate. When sugar binds to collagen, it changes the collagen's physical properties. Healthy collagen is flexible, like a rubber band. Glycated collagen becomes stiff and brittle.
So it's like the scaffolding turns from rubber to dry wood.
Yes, it loses its snap, so when you smile or frown, the skin creases, but instead of bouncing back, it stays creased. And eventually, that brittle collagen just snaps or breaks.
Leading to deep wrinkles and sagging.
Exactly.
That is horrifying. And the worst part is it reversible?
Not easily. Once those cross-links form, they are very hard to break. This is why prevention is so critical.
So the actionable advice here is pretty stark.
It is. You have to limit the spikes in blood sugar. That means cutting down on sugary snacks, sodas, and refined carbohydrates like white bread and pasta,
It's about keeping your glucose levels stable.
so that the glycation process doesn't even get a chance to start. The research suggests swapping for whole grains, fruits, and veggies. And if you need sweetness, stick to natural sources like honey or dates. But even then, keep it moderate.
It's about protecting your investment. If you're eating all that salmon and taking vitamin C to build collagen, don't let a soda come in and wreck the structure you just built.
That's a really helpful way to frame it. It's structural protection.
Okay, before we move on to lifestyle, there were a few specific micronutrients in the guide I want to rapid fire through. Specific tools for specific problems.
Sure. First up is vitamin A. This is the gold standard for cell turnover.
This is what retinol is, right? The creams everyone uses.
Yes, retinol is a derivative of vitamin A, but eating it provides the benefit internally. It helps your body shed old, dead skin cells and replace them with fresh ones.
And we get this from orange vegetables, carrots, sweet potatoes.
Right, and leafy greens too. Then there was vitamin K. The research mentioned this specifically for dark circles under the eyes.
This is interesting.
It is. Dark circles are often caused by leaky capillaries under the thin skin of the eye. Vitamin K helps with blood clotting and strengthens those capillary walls.
So spinach, kale, and broccoli can help you look more rested.
In a way, yes. And lastly, selenium,
Hmm.
a potent mineral found in Brazil nuts and seafood. It works in tandem with vitamin E to protect against UV damage. It's another layer of that internal sunblock.
So we have the full menu, but Dr. Paliwal makes a really important point.
Yeah.
You cannot eat your way out of a sedentary, sleepless lifestyle.
Absolutely not. The diet is the fuel, but the lifestyle is the engine.
She highlights exercise, and not just for weight management.
It's about circulation. Your blood is the delivery system. You can eat all the vitamin C in the world, but if your blood flow is sluggish, those nutrients aren't getting to the skin cells efficiently. Exercise flushes the skin with oxygen and nutrients.
That's why you get that post-workout glow.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
literal nutrient delivery. And then there is sleep.
The beauty sleep cliche.
It's a cliche because it's true. Sleep is the repair shift. That's when your cortisol, the stress hormone, goes down and your growth hormone goes up. That growth hormone is what tells your body to produce collagen and repair the damage from the day's UV exposure. If you cut sleep short, you are cutting the repair shift short.
You're leaving the construction site before the work is done.
And the damage accumulates. And of course, we have to mention the anti-nutrients, the things that actively undo our work.
Smoking and alcohol.
They are the ultimate skin saboteurs. Smoking introduces millions of free radicals into your system. It's like inviting the rust in. And alcohol is a double whammy. It dehydrates you instantly, and it depletes your liver of vitamin A.
So you're drying out the skin and removing the nutrient that helps it renew.
Not a great combo.
Not at all. Now, we've focused heavily on what you can do at home, but Dr. Paliwal is a surgeon. She runs the Sukriti Clinic. Where does professional help fit into this?
She presents a very balanced view. Diet is the foundation. It's the daily maintenance that determines your baseline. But there are limits. Diet can prevent sagging, but it can't necessarily tighten loose skin that's already there. It can brighten your tone, but it might not erase deep hyperpigmentation or acne scarring.
That's where the treatments come in.
Right. At her clinic, she combines the nutritional advice with things like laser treatments, skin rejuvenation procedures. It's a partnership. You do the homework in the kitchen.
And she does the heavy lifting in the clinic.
And frankly, the treatments work better on healthy skin. If your body is well nourished, you heal faster from a procedure. Your skin responds better. It's synergistic.
It makes sense. You can't laser your way out of a bad diet, and you can't salad your way out of deep scarring.
Perfectly put.
So let's bring this all together. If a listener wants to start this inside-out skincare regimen today, what's the elevator pitch?
I see it as a three-pillar strategy. 1, protection. Eat colorful plants, berries, peppers, greens to get the antioxidants that stop the rust. 2, structure. Eat adequate protein and vitamin C to give your body the bricks and mortar for collagen. And 3, maintenance. Keep the moisture barrier strong with omega-3 fats and hydration, and keep the sugar rust away by limiting sweets.
It sounds so simple when you break it down like that, but it really shifts the power dynamic.
It does. We often feel helpless about aging. We think it's just genetics or luck. But this research says, no, you have a vote. Every time you sit down to a meal, you are casting a vote for how your skin is going to behave.
I love that agency. And I want to leave everyone with a final thought to mull over. We talked about sugar and how we usually view it as a treat.
Yeah.
You know, you had a hard week, you deserve the donut, you deserve the soda.
We're wired to see it as a reward.
But if we accept the science we just discussed, that sugar binds to your collagen, stiffens it, and permanently ages you, is it really a reward? Or is the ultimate way to treat yourself actually saying no to the cake because you value your skin's structure more than that temporary sugar rush?
That is a tough mindset shift to make, but it's a powerful one. Redefining treating yourself as taking care of your future self is a real game changer.
Something to chew on, preferably while chewing on some bell peppers or walnuts.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for walking us through this. It's been a real eye-opener.
It was my pleasure. Here's to healthy skin from the inside out.
And thank you to everyone for listening. We'll see you next time on vpod.ai.